Hi Scorpio, I'm Anisha. You can write to me at tarotbyanisha@gmail.com. You can also visit my website www.tarotbyanisha.com. And this is your monthly forecast for January 2013 and an annual overview as well. Scorpio, we start the month with a focus being on a part of your chart that has to do with learning, it has to do with your neighbors, it has to do with siblings, it has to do with market exchanges, it has to do with curiosity. It is how it is that we form relationships, bonds, acquaintances within a community, among our neighbors, people whom with we deal with on a day-to-day basis. Now this house also covers your nervous system as well. We have three planets that are going to be lighting up this part of your chart. We have Mercury, we have Pluto, and we have Sun. Now, Sun is going to be coming and giving you a lot of validation, a lot of self belief in your values, in your goals, your desires, what it is that you want for yourself. And you're going to be feeling quite confident and quite upbeat as the month starts, Scorpio. However, Pluto, that is the planet of truth and transformation, Pluto is going to be asking you to digging in deeper and to be looking at things that are true for what it is that you perceive and what it is that is there in reality. So again, like I said, the focus is there in the third house. So be a bit cautious on the information that is coming to you. Do a second check, take a second opinion, try not to believe everything that you hear, or even if it comes to you through a well-known source, try not to sort of trust so easily, I would say, and this has to do with information again. Planets in this house also stimulate the kind of information we are hungry of. You would be quite curious about others' lives at this point of time. What is it that makes them tick? What is it that makes them function? It could also do with the closest partners' lives, or your siblings, or your friends' lives. People who are from the media, broadcast, advertising, and internet will thrive a lot. It's a house of Gemini, so there's going to be a lot of chattiness, a lot of busyness that is going to be there in this part of the house. A lot of exchange of information, a lot of communication, articulation that's going to be happening, a lot of learning as well. This house also covers short distance travel, so a lot of you will be traveling within the country, within the city, for work, for presentations, and there seems to be a lot of buzz that seems to be happening over here. Pluto will also be pushing you to say things like it is. You are not going to be mincing your words this month, Scorpio. Now, Venus is going to be coming in and joining the party, and she's going to be lighting up the house with the love and the beauty, and of course, she's also the goddess of money. So, it indicates that through learning, there is going to be an ability to increase your resources, the ability to be able to generate money for yourself. Also, I think for those of you who are in the PR will benefit a lot. With Venus in this part of the house, manifestation will become quite easy for you, Scorpios. You will find that things that you're intending or things that you're attracting to yourself are coming far more quickly than they were earlier. So try and think of all the lovely things, try and think of things that you have been wanting in your life, and you'll find that you're attracting all the goodness, the friendship, some lovely times, a lot of emotional support coming to you from your friends at this point of time. We have Mars that is going to be activating your fourth house. Now, your fourth house has to do with your home, where it is that you stay, whom it is that you stay with, and what is it or how it is that you relate to that space. This house also deals with your mother. It speaks a lot about your childhood, your root, your sense of security. What is the relationship with your mother like? I think the pattern that has got formed from childhood to now, to who it is that you are, or the perceptions that have got formed, your mother has played quite a key role over here, for good or for bad. So, if the parents were highly dominating or very strict while you were growing up, or very critical for that matter, you will find those patterns in, or rather, you will be able to recognize those patterns in you at this point of time, Scorpio. Also, I think try not to be too hard on people who are closest to you, and this has to do with your family. Seems to be a sense where the home was not a refuge, or you did not feel secure there. And this is now that you have grown up, where is it that you seek your retreat, where it is that you seek your sanctuary. However, try not to, the trick over here to operate, or to be able to operate, is not to get too defensive or too offensive. Scorpios, you can't undo the past. So you need to sort of forgive, and understand that that time it had its own unique circumstances, it had its own challenges, and decisions were taken basis, or things got done basis on what the reality was at that point of time. So you need to be sort of letting go of a lot of baggage, Scorpio. And like I said, this has to do with your roots, it has to do with your ancestors, from where it is that you come from, your childhood patterns, what it is that you saw while growing up, how was the home atmosphere like, was there a sense of security, did you feel good about going back home. So all these things have sort of formed a, a you today. And I think somewhere also there is a sense of lot of defensiveness around you. And fourth house is also the house of Cancer, so you tend to be walking around with a shell as you grow up. You've learned to protect yourself well, so you are I think it's valid somewhere that you are defensive, but try again not to be too offended or too defensive again. You need to look at this phase of your life as a, a soul growth, an evolvement that is happening in the deepest possible sense through all these patterns that are surfacing right now. So don't worry too much about it, and don't get too upset about it, Scorpios. Just like I said, it will require, and you will be doing some soul searching, going deep within and figuring things out. Just don't get into a blame game, and just don't end up feeling unnecessarily sorry for yourself. It's not required at all. Now Saturn has been there in your sign, in your your first house, since October 5th 2012, and she carries on being there till 2015. And Scorpio has moved here from Saturn has moved here from Libra, where it was residing in its first house. Now your first house is, I've spoken about it at length in my last video. It has to do about you yourself, your dreams, your goals, your desire. And it is one of the most difficult houses to read, because all these things are very unique to you, what it is that you want out of life, and where is it that you see yourself. And Saturn, she's going to be sitting over there, and she's going to be watching you, she's going to be behaving like a restraining cop. And yes, Saturn is a feminine energy, and even though one would assume, seeing all the Saturnian characteristics of heavy duty responsibility, of somberness with it, a lot of reprimand, seriousness, teaching lessons, you normally associate all these characteristics with a dad, a male planet, not really with a mommy planet. But Saturn is a feminine energy, and she's going to be sitting in this house for the next 2.5 years, ensuring that you learn these lessons about yourself. And Saturn again is a planet of change, it's a planet of action. This is not a place where you sit and you think and you contemplate and you plan and you say, okay, maybe when the time comes, I'll do something about it. This is a space where you change, where you make an effort, you make all these changes. It is the energy of the self that is expressed. It is the energy of the self that is experienced by others, and this is the energy which Saturn restrains. Also, you need to be controlling your ego, the self. The first house is all about ego. Be very careful, Scorpios. Don't sort of take decisions in a rush. Don't get, like I said, don't get offended, and don't take offense unduly. Try not to somehow get all worked up and emotional and react over there. Also, the first house also has to do with parenting again. Somewhere it hints at early obstacles. Sometimes certain ways of parenting could have affected you, your on your self image, on how it is that you look at relationships, or how it is that you look at yourself. This is also a time where you should be nurturing yourself, both your body and your soul. I think it's of utmost importance, Scorpions. Take very good care of yourself. Be gentle, be kind to yourself. And also, like I said, every time that Saturn is there, stay away from manipulation, stay away from cheating, lying, and being, doing things which are not required. Don't do anything underhand, because Saturn has this habit of giving it right back to you there and then. It is not that it will happen to you in the next birth, or karma will come and chase you then. You will get it, and quite quickly as well. So be extra careful over there. We have Neptune, the lovely Neptune that is transiting your fifth house. Now that's a lovely thing, because Neptune is it's a watery planet. It has to do with dreams. It has to do with inspiration, but also it causes some amount of haziness over there. You're not able to see things for what they really are. So love at this time could be slightly deluding. You may be idolizing a partner for what he or she may not be. So try and be careful and try and look at things for what they are and not for what you want them to be, Scorpios. Also, Neptune being a very inspirational planet, it's a great time if you are a blogger, or if you're an author. It's a good time to be penning down your thoughts, penning down you will find that expressing yourself through words will be quite effective. You will be able to articulate quite well at this point of time. Also, since the fifth house rules your love, relationships, creative expression, and also children, you will also be somewhere having this a lot of perfect image, a perfect picture in your mind, or how it is that you want a relationship to be, or how it is a marriage should be, or how it is that love should be, or what is love, or how it is that children should be. So everything is going to be like a put in a little frame in your mind at this point of time. So try not to get too carried away with it. It's all right as long as you're sitting and you're fantasizing about it, and you know that you're just humoring yourself. It's fine, but try not to get too caught up in the web. And so even if you're meeting somebody who's a potential partner, try to look at them for who they really are and not what you want them to be, Scorpio. We have a Uranus and a Pluto square that's happening on the May 21st and on the November 1st. The last of this kind of square that happened was in the 60s, wherein you had a lot of activists, you had your gay right workers, you had people who were coming out on the streets asking for their right. You had a lot of influence of this on rock music as well. And 2013 is a new 60s that is there. You will find a lot of unconventionality. You will find people who will be coming out and voicing out, expressing what it is that they want, the righteousness of it, not getting cheated, asking for what it is that is due to them. There's going to be this trend in the entire 2013. Now Uranus is there in your sixth house, and Uranus is what I like to call in astrology is a wild boy. He's known as the awakener, but he stands for everything that is independent. He's rebellious, and he's somebody who comes and shakes up everything and causes a lot of chaos. And your sixth house rules your day-to-day chores. It rules your health, your diet, your fitness, and things that generally need to get fixed in this part of your chart. So Uranus is going to be coming and just kicking up this part of your chart a bit. And Pluto is there in your third house. So that's interesting. It's forming a square over there. So learning, communicating, things that need to be done around the house, things that you need to be changed. Pluto is all about truth and transformation. So make an effort, Scorpio. Change is the key for you this year. Change, evolve. Try not to get too upset about why is it that is happening to me, or why is it that things are not better for me. Evolve as the time is evolving. Change as the situation keeps changing for you. Don't get too upset also about things that are happening at home, Scorpios, because by the end of it, they are all individuals in their own right. From what it is that you're expecting to what it is in reality are two separate things, and you're quite capable of taking care of yourself. So I really don't see the reason for you to be getting into a blame game over here. There's also a full moon on January 26th, and that is happening in your ninth house. That's a lovely place. And new moon speaks about new beginnings, new projects. And ninth house is all about long distance travel, it's about higher learning. So it's a lovely time for you to be traveling, also foreign collaborations. A lot of you may, for some of you who are trying to study in foreign universities, all of a sudden you may just decide to go out and pick up a degree or even study. You may be able to find the ideal university for yourself. And I think there is some amount of good news that should be coming from a far off place, and also travel is indicated for you. Overall, Scorpios, this year is a voyage on self discovery. Enjoy it while you go along, stay flexible. Change is very important. Don't get into a blame game. And I would say address all the issues that are there that have to do with your home, that has to do with your roots. Try not to sort of brush them under the carpet, because this is who it is that you are. Those experiences are what that have made you today. Have a brilliant January. I'll see you again in Feb. And thank you so much for watching.